Hi, welcome back to another Tony Montana video. This is going to be a short video response for those people in the back, for those individuals that still, because they don't know the breed, because they don't know the history of the breed, because they don't know the ins and outs, the moving parts or the fraternity, they believe anything and everything that's being told. This is for you guys. You guys in the back that have channels that make videos and like, oh yeah, if he says it, it must be true. Well, I'm going to use this video. I think it's a fair use of this video, so I'm going to use it for this purpose. I'm going to critique and evaluate and clarify the matter that is being spoken here. This is a guy
from Texas to Oklahoma, from Texas to New York to Delaware, North Carolina, South Carolina, Pennsylvania.
Like here, this guy is basically saying this is where I travel. I'm gonna give, because I'm a fair person, I'm gonna give them partial. Yes, the guy traveled all over the place, all over the United States. Well, not all over, but a lot of places in the United States. Let's say it like that. A lot of places in the United States. But let's continue, Uncle.
Massachusetts, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, going to California without missing a single state. Everything. This was my domain.
Here is the see how he's looking here, biting. This is a telltale sign that he's lying. He's exaggerating. But for people that don't know, he has many tails. But I'm just pointing out because I don't point them out because obviously he's going to listen to my video and he is going to what's up, papito? He's going to try to fix those mistakes, try to fix those tails. When he's saying, "Oh, this is my domain," it's like not even he thinks about it. Okay, here is what happens when when you go travel. Great, but you need to be traveling to see somebody important, somebody valuable, somebody above you in terms of lanes, or at least at the highest level of your lane.
I wasn't making too much noise.
You weren't making too much noise. Okay. See, this, especially if he's talking about the 90s, the noise was being made on its own. It was a whole machine on itself. It wasn't like you could stay quiet and that's it. No. If you're going against a big kennel, or if you're going to or if you were going to, let's put it in the past, not in the house, boy. When you put things in perspective. Back in the day, everything. Yes, I love you too, boy. Everything was, in the know. Everybody knows these things. Everybody knows if you're going against or who's going against who. Obviously, and especially after the fact, everybody knew who was going against who. At this time, there were underground, let's call them underground boards. That this guy was very active in those boards. So I remember seeing him back in the 90s, seeing that he was extremely active. He made a lot of contracts through those boards. It's funny, he says that internet people, blah, 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 but he was the original internet guy. Original. He's one of the first that got his website, the openhousekennel.com, or whatever he was, Open House Kennels. One of the first websites that were open for selling pups. All right? But when he says he was being quiet, it's really, in today, yes. It's quiet. Clusters don't know what other clusters are doing. A lot of the time, you have to have connection between clusters to know what the other cluster or people are doing. Facts. Okay. So when he's saying hush hush, it was no such thing back in the day. You went against somebody big, or you went against a dog that was big. It was gonna make a sound.
It was very important for me to win. Because if I lost, that was the only thing they would talk about it. The forums started to come up.
Yeah, you were the top person there.
And when I win, they wouldn't say a word.
No. Come on. In the 90s again, and you were reporting it. You were reporting the matches, bro. So, and if you were beating top kennels or beating top dogs, do you guys think this guy was not going to report it? Remember, he lives on calling himself a champion. My dogs are champions, the grand champion, best in show, game is in show. He lives on saying things like that. And the only way they were merited was if he or the other person reported the contest, reported the shows. Otherwise, there's no points being given to those dogs. So wake up, people. You guys that make these channels, that you get enthusiasts of the breed, and you guys have no freaking clue of the breed, and you're using this guy as your tool, as your instructor of the breed, you are skewing your whole education. You are corrupting the truth and taking what this moron. But I guess the bigger moron is the person that's actually listening, believing his dumb self. But let's continue on.
But if I lost, it was a big noise. It's like when you ask people about Chico Lopez in the Balkans, oh yeah, he lost here, he lost to Kid. They can say the times I win.
Here's a now he mentioned the Balkans. Dude, enthusiast. The dude, when he mentioned the Balkans, in the Balkan area, everything is recorded. Everything. That is their number one thing. They record all the matches. So, that's why we have the video Chilindrina. That's why we have the video of what's his name? When he lost against Kid, when he bought a dog, not use his own dog. Obviously, like I said, if that dog would have won, that dog would have been changed, the name and the pedigree. Well, he did change his name already, but he was going to change the pedigree. 100% guarantee, and it would have turned out to be another Chico Lopez dog being a successful dog. But because he lost, he left it, mistakenly, he left it as it was, not his breeding. So, it's a joke. When he was saying in the Balkans, they nobody knows how many times I went. If he went into true competition in the Balkans, everything is recorded. It's just part of the way of doing things. So when again you see this, same micro expression, guys. Again, I one of my main things is reading animals, and he's an animal, and I'm gonna tell you, this is a micro expression of being a BS person and saying something not true.
They don't talk about that. Why should they talk about it?
Why should they talk about the losses? Because someone from another side of the country, another side of the world, a big mouth person came and did something about it. Okay, and you would have said something about it. You somehow those big tails like the Chilindrina encounter that you mentioned it. Why isn't there all the mentions of all the dogs that won over there? Because it didn't happen. And if it happened, it happened at a very low level. Like that smart kennel person Mile, he was an internet guy that he was just in a forum. He would try to get somebody to hook up into Chico. When Chilindrina went over there. He couldn't find anybody that would believe that Chico would come to their area. Not even Captain Ben. Captain Ben made a bet that Chico would not come to that area. That's a fact. That's a fact. Mile told me that. Yes, I spoke to Mile years ago, over a decade ago. And yes, even before this happened, I had a conversation with this guy. And he said, Captain Ben is betting that Chico is not going to make it. But again, I've never denied that Chico travels. I'm not going to lie for Chico or for anybody. The way I do things is an honorable way. I keep it honest. I keep it straightforward. And I keep it 100. So, yes, he's traveled. But he's traveled to see local level, bottom feeding dog people in those areas. And then he tries to hype them up. Oh, well, he was a great dog man over there that I beat. Soundly beat and just killed his dog. Because again, don't ever let this guy heal your dog. Because even if it's very minor, they tend to die. All right? Because it sounds great to say, oh, my dog killed this dog. You know, again, I'm not condoning, I'm not applauding any illegal activity. I don't do this. These are two adult males, and again, look very calm. And these are from game bred stock. All right? So I don't applaud it. I just understand the history. I understand the psychology of each dog. And I am versed in how to manage a dog fight in case it happened. Like it has happened to me in the past. That's why all dogs, not all dogs, but previous dogs have marks because dogs got into a confrontation in the house. I had to separate them, and they leave marks. This dog has a couple of marks from playing with him, playing with the other dogs around the cheeks. He has marks. He has all the marks around his body. They're just not visible for maybe because it's his color. And eventually, his dog will have him when I have all the dogs, and he's the one being the parent. Whatever. But anyway, that is not. Let me focus back on this guy. Now, he is saying that the Balkans won't say anything. If you be an enthusiast and find out if it's possible, if a person is going, especially if the person is coming from the other side of the world, win or lose, will they talk about it? And the answer is a resound yes. So when Chico talk about nobody talks about it, it's complete BS.
Everything is based on that feminine feeling of hating and insecurity.
You're the feminine feeling and insecurity, and that's why you give yourself all these merits. That's why you call yourself the best dog man in the world, because you're an insecure little man. You're a little man among boys. Like I showed that picture of you between two boys, and you feel so proud, you feel big, and you're just a little man among boys. That's your life. Anyway, this is Tony Montana. Pop, pop, pop. Smacking with truth and justice.